Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Time Travelers with yours truly. I am Rowan North. I am GMing today, and I am very excited. This is our penultimate episode. This is the, second to last. First to last?
Second to last.
Second to last.
Next to last.
Next, there we go.
Also works.
Next time is the last time, is what we're getting at.
Man, is first to last just last, or even asks?
It is,
I
in
don't
fact.
know. Anyways, I am a freelance illustrator and freelance art educator. You can find my stuff at rowannorthillustrations.org. This is the last week to order pre-orders of my paint set, Elysian Spring, which I'm really excited about. I've been working hard. Those colors have turned out lovely. I just finished my last batch yesterday. So
Those the iridescent ones?
yeah, they're duochrome iridescents. They've got interference colors and yeah, I'm excited. Now we're going to introduce the team and then we'll talk about where we were left off last. Let's start with Matt.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm a content creator of various stripes, and I play Special Agent Jason Andrews, who's having a really long day.
Perhaps it will finally end.
Just one.
Really? One way or another.
Oof. Hashtag oof. All right. And the whiskey's running out. Thank you very much, Matt. Next, Hannah.
Hi, I'm Hannah, occasional creative and part-time human. Today I'll be playing Elizabeth, who is a little mad after last time, but still ready to do magic.
Awesome. I'm excited to see what you cook up. Next, Clark. We're happy to have him back.
Hello, yeah, so I'm Sierra Rowanson, and when I'm engaging with people as a person or meet Popsicle, just go by Clark. I write nonfiction about magic systems for creatives, how to build them and fix them and yada, yada, yada. Today I am playing Professor Vincent Herzog, who is just fascinated by all of the weird stuff that's going on. And the fact that it's dangerous doesn't really seem to bother him at all because it's interesting. And that's
I love that.
It.
I love that. Last but not least, Sam.
Hi, my name is Samantha. I am a folk musician specializing in Celtic music. I'll be doing a ton of Renaissance fairs around Utah and Idaho and that sort of thing. And I play Christina, who is a mom of everybody. She's everyone's mom.
Mom friend. And that's everyone.
I mean, she's the tired, worn out mom that's like, yeah, you can do that.
Go for it. Sure. Don't kill
happens.
yourself.
Universal mom.
Don't come back here unless you have broken bones.
Don't
bother me. So yeah, that is the group. We last time we were looking into what happened to the high school student, Rachel, who was replaced by an amalgamate or creature from the void during an earlier adventure, just to find out that no, she was still around. However, she had conveniently gone missing. And her house lay vacant, even though there was no changes to say where she lives in the school records. Then you guys investigated also Iris's house to find that she was missing, front door open, house was a wreck, and that she was kidnapped by a certain, what it seems to be, at least, that there's Jones and Jones involved, a certain Jones and Jones, which are secret agents of the same agency that Jason Andrews is a part of. And so you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys are currently trying to track that vehicle down.
Well, if we were going to time travel to at least catch the plate, maybe follow it.
Okay.
That was the plan, right?
Yeah, we were going to jump back to the time of the
Mhm.
kidnapping and try and do something. Since we can't change the timeline, just gather information.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Okay. So you are all in the van currently, or around the van. The van gets a little cramped. And Owen says, all right, this is what the situation I think will be. Christina and I will stay back here. We don't need a ton of people looking into this. More people, the more suspicious and potential of getting caught goes up. I would like to leave it to just one, but one is probably a little too risky, so two.
Chaos Twins. Chaos Twins going back in time again.
We gonna fix things going back in time again. I was gonna ask, I was like, is Chaos Duo becoming a trio? Would you like to join our chaos?
Herzog's like, I can come too.
This will be very interesting.
I suppose. Just be careful.
We were careful last time we time traveled. I'd just like to point out.
We did great last time we time traveled.
Happened
You
last
did
time.
too well the last time you time
Yeah,
traveled.
Herzog, it didn't have a last time. All right. So, Christina, did we have a timestamp of when this went down?
Yeah, she probably just like pulls it up on the computer like when she saw it through the cameras and stuff.
Yeah, it probably has like that time and date because it's like a CRTV camera.
She pulls it up for him.
Yeah, all right. So it wasn't too long ago, actually. It was like, say, about an hour. You guys arrived about 25, 30 minutes after it had happened. So Owen says, Jason, you already have a watch.
Yo.
Would you need an extra one?
Yes. Yes. Elizabeth should have one.
All right.
If you're going to offer me more time travel toys, yes, I'm going to take them.
Well, I'm just keeping this as it say if you get separated or things like that. I'm not wanting to take any risks, but also leaving myself without a time travel device would also be risky in itself. But I would rather you all get back safely and nothing horrible happen to any of you.
I'm into that.
Very well. So he offers his timepiece.
Yay! I will take good care of it.
All right. So with that, Jason, you know the drill. Except Herzog's coming too. Oh, you're.
Oh, you might be muted.
Double muted. Hey, look at that. Okay, we'll try it for the third time. Is the transition dangerous, or how does this work?
Well, the first time we all traveled together, Jason got lost.
It was
Don't
fun.
let go.
I met an elder god. Don't worry about it too much. Don't
That's
ask
what I was wondering because I
questions.
have rope.
Oh, no, we'll be fine.
Rope is not necessary. It's not like there is a force that tries to pull you apart. It's
Then how
simply
did
If
he
you
get
happen
lost?
to let go. Oh, he just let go.
happened to let go.
Don't
He got too
open your
startled.
eyes until we land.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've opened my eyes plenty in there. It's just you don't want to open it while the elder god itself is around. Otherwise, that leads to certain insanity.
Quick show of hands. Who thinks Owen's actually saying?
I mean, I
Don't open your eyes in there.
I have so many questions. But okay.
Knowing,
should probably
knowing
hide-
what cloth Herzog is cut from, I suspect he's going to open his eyes anyway.
We should probably hide like behind a building or something before we travel, right? So we don't get seen.
We have a van.
Well,
Oh,
the
yeah.
van won't be here when we go back.
Oh, that's true. But you do
You
realize
tell
that I
him.
have a longitude and latitude, right here.
God.
Or we can just do what she said, just walk around the corner real fast. We'll be fine.
Very well. But I include all these knobs and dials just in case.
Yes, and they're very like Jason walks over and like pats him on the shoulder and goes, "Yes, they're very good knobs and dials. Let's go, team."
Please don't screw this up.
We'll do our best.
Yes, ma'am.
And luckily we have earpieces that can go across time and space using them as like a unilateral line. This is something that Owen explains. Like I can still communicate them as long as we are following a through line. So that from this moment, even if they go back, we are connected.
Yep.
So we can still communicate even though they are backwards.
Oh yeah, we should probably give Herzog an earpiece.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Well, I also have my phone. So
It doesn't time.
The phone will be very useful, but we want to keep that available in case we need to make more calls. So,
I mean,
Because
yes,
we're going to
please, if
call
you
them
have
once we
devices,
time
that is-
travel.
That is excellent.
also, you get more toys this way.
Also, Jason, how are you feeling after the painkillers?
Hey, how am I feeling after those painkillers?
I think you rolled like a mixed success. So it's like it takes an edge off, I would say. So for instance, my antidepressants when I have a depressive spell, it takes the edge off.
Fair
That
enough.
doesn't like stop the fact
Right.
that I'm depressed.
It's just, yeah, gotcha.
Because they're magic time painkillers, I didn't know. Does it do anything to his abilities? I guess he wouldn't know that yet, would he?
Mixed
Oh,
success.
God.
So I would say no.
Okay.
I don't think so. Like if it was more effective, then we would see. But right now it's just mostly like it's like a literal ibuprofen.
Why do I feel like the mixed success was maybe the best possible outcome Jason could have had?
Not the most interesting outcome, but probably the best.
I'll take that for sure, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go then.
Let's do the time
Yeah.
warp.
Again, just go around the corner or behind a neighbor's house, alleyway.
And just to jump to the left.
Mhm.
And then a step to the right. And so Jason just it's like moving the dials on the watch. It's like, all right,
I love that he has it like a Ben 10 watch while it's literally
It's a pocket watch and he's wrapped it
he,
around
just
his-
he made it into a normal watch. Yeah, he's got like the chain wrapped around. He's not dealing with a pocket watch. That's Owen's aesthetic, not Jason's. If he could have remade this into like one of those cheap Timexes, he would have.
like,
All right, hands on shoulder. Let's do this.
yay!
Boop.
Can I roll the D100 for time travel?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Roll our time travel, Mom.
57.
Nothing
That's a number.
happens. You guys are safe. So, Herzog, do you actually close your eyes or you're like, this is too interesting?
That is a tough call. I think going. No, he's going to open his eyes because he needs to see if there's a difference between going back in time and going forward in time. He can't just look at it one way. He needs to see both to understand the difference.
It's important.
So,
Okay. So opening your eyes, what you realize is as he presses this dial, you are suddenly transported to this black space. This is the space I've described before. It feels like you're surrounded by warm water, like all of you, but yet you can breathe, but you're like suspended, your hair is floating, your clothes are floating around, but isn't wet. It's just warm. You get the feeling. Go ahead and roll weird for me.
10.
10. Excellent. So no, okay. So you keep your sanity. You definitely notice that the way it feels, you feel like it's alive, like as if you are in a living being or surrounded by living beings. Like this isn't just a pool of water, it's a pool full of plankton or a school of fish that you are in the middle of, except there is no space between fish to fish. It is all just the fish.
We are all fish.
It's a living, breathing entity that you are within and a part of. Are you okay? So yeah, that's what you feel. Nothing weird happens. You just, you pop out on the other side.
Does Jason look different?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I mean, because yeah, he'd be looking at his surroundings and inspecting the Chaos Twins because he knows they're a little weird. So
Wonky?
he's just like, do I see, like, is it more apparent here? Is there something I can learn from this? Like what?
No, they
Okay.
are not different.
How long is our journey through the like? Is it a perceptible amount of time, like, or is it fairly quick?
It's always fairly quick. Like I'd say that you have more of a perception of time, and the time can be like seconds could be aeons within the void, like because
Right.
time is so warpy. But what you know from your experiences time traveling before is that Owen has actually gotten it down pretty well to a science that it is only a matter of seconds or milliseconds to you or seconds to you. But it could be minutes in the void. Like he's gotten it down to as quick as possible.
Okay.
That he could potentially do within the void. So no, you are not there long. It's still shocking, a little bit of a shocking experience, which is why within that period of time you could still let go and be lost forever.
Right.
But
so, normal trip. Got it.
Yeah, it's normal.
All right. Just pop out on the other end, and Jason's just going to look at Herzog first, be like, "You good?"
Yes. Very interesting.
It's
Yeah,
fun.
That was a nice one.
Yeah, nobody disappeared.
No intruders.
Pretty soon, Christina, like through your earpieces, just like, "Hey, you guys doing okay?
Yeah.
Everything's great.
Yeah, all here.
Are you lying to me?"
No, not this time.
Not yet.
Not yet. Owen
She does
responds
have
like,
that,
it's the not yet that I'm concerned about.
That's just how Herzog talks, I'm pretty sure.
We can't
No
be
idea
certain
what
of
we might
anything
encounter.
at this point. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, time to go reconnaissance.
Heck yeah.
Okay. So,
I'm imagining like three heads
I would like
poking
you
out
guys
from behind a wall.
to either read a bad situation or investigate a mystery. I would actually suggest you guys split it up between you. So someone's investigating mystery, someone's reading a bad situation.
I will
Jason's
take the
gonna-
bad situation.
Of course.
And Herzog and I can both try the investigate a mystery because I suck at it.
yeah, okay. 'Cause,
And
sure.
that third eye is wide open.
Yay!
Okay.
10.
I'm gonna let y'all handle it then.
Okay, 10. What did you get, Jason?
10.
Oh, damn. Double 10s. Okay, you guys get to hold 2, right?
Yes.
Hold 3.
Hold 3
Hold
for,
three
for bad
for you.
situation for sure.
Okay.
Hold 3 for bad situation, 2 for investigating mystery. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are making your way towards Iris's house. This is a pretty mundane neighborhood, like I would say like middle class suburban. So there's not like a lot of alleyways and there's plenty of like fenced yards and things. So there's not a ton of places for you to hide. That is the first concern I would say that I'll give you for free. Um, so I would actually ask that Hannah, because you were the one who didn't roll to investigate, go ahead and roll cool to see if you can find a place to hide.
Sounds good.
A good place to camp.
Well, we all can notice that there's no good place around here, right?
Yes, yes.
So
precisely.
I think Jason, like before you look for that specifically, Jason's gonna go like, can you use magic to make us not visible to other people?
I can try.
Herzog was in the middle of digging through his pack and just looks up, eyes wide.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
she's
he
hiding.
hasn't seen me do magic, has he?
Owen's like, just be cautious. As your magic does cause time anomalies, I am not certain. The amalgamates may be able to sense that as well. I'm not certain to what extent, or if this one was only primarily focused on Professor Amhen, but either way, just go forward with caution.
So quick rules
Wow,
question.
he's actually letting you do it.
Yes.
With the hold, does that mean that we have questions we get to ask, or
Yeah,
What-
so
what
you
does
can
that
look at
mean?
the investigate a mystery, and you
Okay.
get to
So-
ask 2 of those.
okay? That's what I
Yeah,
figured.
when you get a
It
hold,
was
you'll
just
get a number of points. Each point can be spent 1 for 1 to get a specific
Okay.
effect.
that phrasing is just strange, so I wanted to double check.
Yeah,
That's
that's
fair.
a in book.
It's very, very powered by the apocalypse kind of style thing.
We love them
Definitely.
holds.
So I know the first one I want to ask.
Okay.
Same.
Are there any dangers we
So
haven't
first
noticed?
off, let's actually have Hannah do her magic
Okay.
roll first.
Sounds good.
So you guys
Let's-
want to be hidden nicely before you guys ask those questions.
Okay.
Order of events here.
Nice.
Okay. Nice. All right. So what is the effect you want?
I would like to hide us from sense and visibility.
Yep, it works without issues.
I'm also
So-
going to slightly hide behind something anyway. Like, let's hit as many of these pegs as we can.
You find a garbage can.
Yes.
Like one of those
Perfect.
big garbage bins. Like you guys all crouch down there, and there's also like a lamp post that's right by the garbage bin. Like they put the garbage bin by the lamp post, so some like I can imagine like Jason like sticking out like but he's trying to hide behind the lamp post. All right.
Herzog is gonna have his scanner out. It's gonna be like scanning Hannah and like scanning the parts around the trash can,
So-
reaching out a little further, seeing where it fades. just-
Elizabeth, there is definitely how Elizabeth magic work, and I will give this to you, is that it's literally borrowing from time. It is literally pulling something from another time to another. So what she managed to do, and the more technical details of how this works, is she basically made a time pocket for you guys. So you're hiding in this little tiny time pocket, time bubble.
Yeah, I imagine it's like pulling the appearance and the feeling of a time when there was nothing here.
Like
You
like
did-
s- almost like
you did
security
a
camera
video loop,
footage.
essentially.
Yeah, exactly. Where you pull it from a time where there wasn't thieves trying to break in. Yeah, that's
Is
basically
that the first Ocean's movie? I think it is. Anyway.
So yes, that's a thing. So yeah, your sensors, if it is specifically built to sense time anomalies, yes, you feel that. You read that. All right, now you can ask the questions.
All right. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Hmm. Okay, let's actually do it. So Herzog asks first. I think
Okay.
investigate. I'm so sorry. I'm just like trying to figure out the best
So-
order to go this.
First thing, just given what we know about the situation of what happened there, and because they showed us the video footage, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he is definitely going to pull out other little gadgets that he has, and he wants to know what is being concealed here.
What is being concealed here? Okay. So Jason and Herzog, you both what you see is Iris, she actually walks home from the college. You know, gets her leg day in. So you see her walk past and head for her front door. You notice within the shadows, like as if the shadows itself are watching her, and it's moving oddly, like this amalgamate is moving from shadow to shadow. And I think that also answers your first question, Jason. Are they dangerous we haven't noticed? You've not seen amalgamates do this before. And this is actually something important to know, that they are not bound by space in the same, or at least this one is not bound by space the same way the other ones you've seen has been. Another thing that I will give you is that it actually pauses this thing in the shadows. Like you see this shadow just pause when it passes you. Like it can sense you're there. Before moving on and continuing to follow Iris. All right, second question.
Herzog or Jason first?
Herzog.
Okay. What was it going to do?
What was it going to do? All right, Jason, give me yours as well.
Best way to protect the victims.
Best way to. You have another question after this as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
I can tell you what that one's going to be already.
Sure.
What's most vulnerable to me?
Okay. So, all right. So what you see is Iris, she unlocks her door. And as she is opening the door, you see the shadow slip in before she does. So it was already in there before she walked in. So that was something you didn't get to see on the footage at all. So she opens the door, and that's when you see a car that was across the street a black car turn on its headlights and pull up to her house. Just as you start hearing, you hear her shriek. So she scrambles out of the house as this thing leaps out at her, and
Is it visible now?
yes.
Okay.
And that's when the two agents, Jason and Jason, they get out of the car.
Jones and Jones.
Jason
Jones
and
and
Jason or
Jones.
Johnson and Johnson? We have two new
Jones
sets.
and Jones.
Jones and Jones, not Jason and Jason. I'm so sorry. Too many
So many
J names.
Jasons.
There's so many Jasons. There's too many Jasons.
There's only one Jason.
There can be only one.
Highlander.
So yeah, that's when Jones and Jones get out of the car, and they pull out their weapons, and they make a show of like they throw some sort of like some sort of like flash grenade or something at this thing. They're like, ma'am, get over here, like this thing's dangerous.
In the car. Get in the car.
That's when you see the director step out of the car and open the door for her. Like, this is a very dangerous situation. I ask that you get in the car. We will take you to safety. We'll take care of this. And it's really funny because if you recall, in the footage that you saw through Christina, they didn't react to this thing.
Yeah.
Something changed.
Although once Iris is in the car, the doors lock and they
License plate?
stop. Yes, you can see the license plate. Go
Rad.
ahead and
See
write
that.
it down, or tell Christina its license plate number. And that's when they stop kind of responding to it. They actually walk around the area. The thing kind of slinks out of the way of them, and they walk around the area. And the question is, what happened to Iris? Iris is not moving in that vehicle. They're kind of taking their time to observe the area, check things, and then they get back in the car, and that's when the car drives away.
As soon as they do, I would like to call their phone.
Didn't you already do that, or?
We
I
did that back in that
the
time.
present. I
We
didn't
haven't
do it.
caught up to that yet.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Roll weird plus weird, correct?
Yes, and I'm not sure if I get any bonus. I think I get +1. Yeah, I did really well with this device, so I think I get 1 forward whenever I use it. Whatever that means.
Because I think 1 forward is just next time. Ongoing would be.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry,
Continue
ongoing is what it says.
Yeah,
'Cause with
+1
the
forward is you get +1 to the next person you want, or yes.
Yeah, because on a 12 or more, you gain +1 ongoing when you operate the device.
Oh,
Yes.
that's nice.
Ooh, yeah.
So how does that affect my roll? Sorry.
So that just
Sorry.
means when
You get a +1 every time
yeah, you get a
use it.
+1. When you go to
Okie
click
dokie.
on weird, you can add that 1 instead of the 0.
Okay.
Right. Fast and in focus. I'm reading the comments now.
I love the sense and sensibility.
So it's a total of 9 with my 1 ongoing.
Mixed success. Okay. Let me give you one more little detail of the situation. As they are driving off, the amalgamate actually jumps on the car, and just sits there on the top. And yeah, that would explain one of the reasons why it was a little bit hard to track them. However, this does affect your phone call as well. So what you catch is fuzzy, as opposed to a full-on, like, being able to hear them clearly.
Talking about pizza.
Talking about pizza, yeah. And the things you're able to catch are, you hear them say, that went smoother than we expected. Like candy from a baby. And you also hear Calvert Cliffs.
I'm going to immediately say that back to Christina so that we get that all written in the present.
And that was a female voice that said that. And she's kind of got an annoyed tone, like, y'all just stop talking and
Just drive.
just drive. Yeah. That's really all. You catch a couple words here and there as they drive off. You hear, you know, like, nah, you're not able to pick up really anything else too much. Just words that are not like and or pizza.
He's been
Shall we
hankering
head
for
back?
pizza all day.
Yeah.
Should we head back or wait it out?
Hey.
Wait, no, actually, we should head back because we're not supposed to see ourselves, right? And I'm going to show up.
Yeah, we should go. We should go.
What
Let's
happens
go.
if we see ourselves?
I don't know. Owen just said don't.
Don't want to know.
Owen's like, you really don't want to know. Those kinds of time anomalies, that sort of anomaly of interacting with yourself, seeing yourself, that would be a bit of a bigger rip in time. Yes.
Jason's still like muttering under his breath, like, you wouldn't know.
Eh?
Yes, I would absolutely know. There was one situation where I actually had to give myself a hand in a case, and well, let's just say that ended up. No, Hannah, no.
You trailed off.
Time from Owen.
Anyway, we're heading back now.
Not that kind of giving a hand. All right.
Oh.
Hey, yo.
Lonely situation, I understand.
Oh, it's like, wait, what?
Don't worry about it, Owen. Don't worry.
Everyone just laughing around him and he just doesn't get it.
We'll tell you when you're older.
All right, back we go.
All right. So you all head back. Christina,
Give us our D100.
Yeah.
Or wait, no,
you
it's
have
everything.
some information. You have the license plate number, and then you have the words Calvert Cliffs.
Okay, we're gonna Google that.
All right. Do you want to Google that IRL? See what you come up with?
Okay, yeah. How do I
Ooh.
spell that?
Calvert, CALVERT, Cliffs.
Okay, okay.
Ooh.
It's a state park.
And a
in
nuclear power
Maryland.
plant.
Are you Christina? I don't think you are.
Sorry. I was just very interested.
Hey, I'm
It's a
still going to
state
drop it
park
in the chat, though, because
with
it's cool.
some big cliffs, and they're like 20 million years old. Yeah.
You just know about the state park. Okay.
Yeah, there's an address. There's an address.
All
Keep
right.
looking for another Calvert Cliffs.
No, I would say go ahead and roll investigate a mystery.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, where's my dice? Here is my dice. Okay. Sorry, I'm like really jittery right now.
Oh, you good?
That's a 10.
Aw,
Okay.
yeah.
No, keep looking. What else is Calvert Cliffs connected with?
Just see what the Google autocomplete gives you.
I can't spell anything. Hold on. Oh, there's a nuclear power plant there too.
Wow, we had no idea.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Okay, so those are two leads. Like there is a state park, which as you look that up, Owen's like, well, that would be sort of out of the way, out of the grid, so to speak. But that's also very large. That would be very difficult to track them in, which perhaps is the point. But then when you bring up the nuclear power plant, he kind of gets this little
Surprised Pikachu face?
surprise Pikachu face. Exactly. He's like, now that's interesting. Let's wait for them to return. And then you guys return.
Can I roll for them returning?
Yeah, roll a D100.
Give me that. My boring physical dice. Okay.
We love your physical
They're not
dice.
boring.
97.
Ooh. I feel like that should be something. Okay, so here, actually, Sam, I will ask you this.
Oh, okay.
Would I guess percentile, like low percentile be Horter and then high percentile be Simon, or
Yeah,
vice versa?
that makes sense.
Okay. Would you like
Simon cameo.
would you like to play Simon?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
okay.
don't know who Simon is. This will be interesting.
Yes.
Jason's met him through a pathway once. We exchanged notes.
I
They
get
both
to
were
meet
like,
him.
yeah, Owen kind of sucks.
Owen
That was
sucks.
literally it. It was so sad that Sam wasn't there during that.
No,
It was
that
basically
when I had
just
the
like,
emergency.
hey, am I still alive? Cool. Owen sucks, right? Yeah.
Okay. So like as you're like floating through the void area and everything's all weird and stuff again, probably Jason would see him first. It's just like you're pretty sure there's like some humanoid figure just kind of like standing off in the distance, just watching you.
I'm just gonna kind of just like, since they're holding my shoulders, I'm just gonna kind of like, and just like wave.
He waves back.
And there's a person.
Is that?
Yeah, he agrees with me. Owen sucks.
Hi.
You just figured-
I'll just like wave big with my free hand.
And as you're kind of like looking off at him there, suddenly this guy's like right behind you. You have no idea when he got there. And he's this really tall dude, kind of pale, with like dark, like curly, kind of raggedy short hair, wearing like a nice suit though. And he just kind of gives you a little thumbs up.
Ah, he's better at this than I am. I haven't had that much practice.
You'll get there, buddy.
Well,
Fuck.
And
And yeah,
I'd
that's
rather
that's
not.
it.
All right, well,
that's it.
then
Yeah.
you won't.
Just a little word of encouragement. There's some spaceman who wants you to do well.
So I'm posting in Time Travelers, and I can also post this in the Twitch chat. This is what
Simon.
Simon looks like.
Nice.
He does good art.
So that's about what you see. Yep. And then you come out on the other side.
Unceremoniously dropped back into the present.
Mhm.
Wait, I have questions. Oh, he is gone.
He was cool.
The important thing is to remember that he agrees with us. Owen sucks.
What was that?
What?
What?
Hey, where are they going? Just y'all sounded panicky for a second.
Well,
They're going
Yeah.
to a nuclear power plant.
Well, they either are
Fuck.
going to a state park or a nuclear power plant, to be
It's
more specific. But
Probably the power plant.
it's
Hey,
probably the
Malcolm?
power plant, and I
Owen.
have a reason why. What?
It's the power plant.
The amalgam
Yeah.
is with them for sure.
Oh yeah, they're like best friends with that thing. It rode on their car.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We have void crystals, right?
I mean, yes, certainly.
Okay. Whew.
Okay. No, that seems different from what Christina saw on the footage.
Wait. She's gonna look through it again, just kind of like what they're talking about. Yeah, she's gonna look through it again.
So, yeah, there's weird stuff with this footage. Like, you see the car pull up. You see Iris being, guess, directed to the car. But you don't see them interacting with the amalgamate at all. And you can't see the amalgamate writing on the top of the car or anything. But then again, wherever there's usually the amalgamate, things are like, you know, you get that
Mhm.
Slenderman like
Weird.
blur.
They're weird.
But they
to
don't
begin
like
with.
throw the smoke bombs this time in the footage.
The flash.
Flashbangs.
No, not that you can see.
That's weird.
That's weird. It might just be
Did they edit the footage?
creature. I don't know.
Could they?
Owen looks at, and the timestamps are the same. However, you guys that are watching, I want you to investigate a mystery.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The guys who went back in time, that is.
Oh.
Okay. So everyone but Christina.
Not you, Christina. And I guess not Owen too, but why would I roll for Owen anyways?
We knew
he's
that was going to
NPC.
happen. Elizabeth isn't smart enough for this.
I got an 8.
But
Can I actually pull a move from my playbook
Sure.
instead? Okay, so what I have is Dark Past. If you troll through your memories for you troll through your memories for something relevant to the case. And it gives me a specific set of questions I can ask.
That's a good one. I like that one.
yes, you could use that.
9. So I have one question, but I can go after Jason.
Okay,
Have
what?
none question.
None yes question. Okay, what's your question, Jason?
I guess what's being what happened here?
What happened? Why is this the way it is? Yeah, because the timestamps are the same. Actually, I think both of you could help answer each other's question. Clark, go ahead and ask your question.
Do I know anyone who might be behind this?
Do you know anyone who might be behind this? Okay. Elizabeth, I actually have a question for you.
Oh,
The question I have for you is, how did you cast your spells again? Do you use gestures, or do you?
yeah, it's kind of a mix of hand gestures and like when she's doing it kind of on the fly, it's imagined, but she like does make kind of sigils. It's very just her intuition. She has no idea what she's doing.
Okay. So, Herzog, you do think of to enhance the footage, specifically looking in the window before the director walks out of the car.
Okay.
And I would use weird science for this one because it's CRTV footage that it's really
Okay.
blurry, but if you have something that would help enhance it,
Zoom.
I'm sure that I
Enhance.
do.
zoom, enhance.
So like, just like zoom in and it's suddenly like perfect quality.
We have a D6 if he
No.
wants to use that.
D6 or luck or
Oh yeah, you could also use luck.
Yeah, I'll use a D6.
Heck yeah.
okay.
Sweet.
Yeah, so that turns it to a
Damn,
12.
that's a 12. Hot
With that
damn.
advanced
So
success.
what does this technology that you have look like?
The technology that I have, so
Like what do you do to make it so
Just
that
make
you can
a
actually
remote.
see CRTV?
it's weird science. So this actually isn't gonna make any sense.
Excellent.
I love that.
But what he actually does is he watches the footage, and he sees the static, and he sees stuff being weird, and he reaches into his back, pulls out a couple little satchels, pulls out a pinch of this, pinch of that into his hand, mixes it all together, and then just blows it over the TV.
Okay.
I love it. Elizabeth is just fascinated.
And for some reason that helps.
Okay. What happened here? All right. With that, all of a sudden, you see another side to this. These people, yeah, they're just standing there. They're doing nothing, really. They're not reacting to what's going on. And then you see almost like a shadow, a double of them over them, like doing the actions that you saw, where they are throwing, the flashbang, they're pulling out the guns and things like that. Except for one, and that is the Assistant Director V, who steps out of the car and she acts exactly the same. There is no double of her.
That's a lot like what I did. They just overlaid something else.
Did a magic.
Huh.
Maybe. I don't know for sure, but
Are you saying that
it's probably that
What?
woman.
It has to be.
Mm-hmm.
Does this connect back to my other question, or maybe you already answered this, but
kind of?
do I know who's okay? So this is the who's behind it.
It's kind of yes. Like
Okay,
if you
okay.
are able to put those pieces together, I've given you what I can.
Okay.
If your characters are dumb and are like, no, I don't see how this is related at all, then
We
you
were
had-
already pretty sus of the director and the Joneses before we went into this. So I mean, look, I'm not saying they did anything. I'm just saying they're in electrical when it happened.
I saw
I just
her
saw them
vent.
vent. Yeah.
I'll vote for them.
She-
We'll space them.
She is definitely
Pretty
doing
Seuss.
something.
Yes, and you haven't seen Director V in person, Assistant Director V, but you have talked to her.
Mhm.
And I guess when Jason says like, "Hey, that's the assistant director," that you have a face to the name. And also, why is she even here in the first place?
Yeah, and she lied to me when I made a phone call to her.
What? Someone lied to you?
It's very rude. I don't know who would do that. I'm adorable.
Devil, please help us.
Adorable
her
is
number, though,
certainly a
Jason.
word for it.
Christina just like sometimes agreeing with the chaos duo, like, yeah, Owen, you suck. Sometimes with Owen, like, what are you guys doing? Like,
What side are you on even?
Moms aren't allowed to have sides.
there you go.
They have a good side and a bad side, okay?
So we're going to check out the power plant then, yeah?
Yes. Christina, you look
Mhm.
at it, it's specifically like an hour and a half away.
Okay.
What makes you believe they are at the power plant?
Seems more likely than the state park.
They're clearly the villains.
Now, listen, there is actually a reason why I have my lab where it is. The nuclear power plant helps power the equipment I have to see through time space. It also helps hide my presence, causing less anomalies. Because if I just pulled the power from willy-nilly, I would cause way more time rifts and anomalies. But using nuclear power, I'm actually able to stop some of that from happening.
I'm gonna like lean over to Jason and whisper, I think it might finally be grenade launcher time.
Hot damn.
And so the radiation interferes with the anomalies then.
Yes. Basically, I'm using the radiation and energy that those shedded electrons, instead of just straight time energy. And yes, that helps it so that I don't cause as many problems. Granted, I still do, but it's way lessened in my, I suppose, carbon impact, if you so will, is way less.
What could somebody do with that much power, Owen? Like, how bad is the situation going to be?
I am not certain. I honestly did not think anyone else would do this, and now that I'm thinking about it, why wouldn't I think that someone else could do this? If I was able to put two and two together. With that much energy, I would say Calvert Cliffs nuclear power plant. That's enough for the coast here, and that's the only nuclear power plant in Maryland. I am not certain. I wish I knew more of why she is doing this, and then perhaps I could say yes or no. She could do that with this much energy.
Well, we know she's trying to do something with bringing amalgams in from dead timelines and giving them new life here.
I mean, that could actually explain part of their stability if they were using that radiation energy the same way I did to power my time mechanisms and the systems I have to read through timelines.
So we should probably get going then, huh?
Yes. Let's load up the van, I suppose is what they say.
I have two very important questions. Owen,
Yes.
do you happen to have any radium or perhaps some yellow cake uranium?
Not. Yes, but I need it.
Back to the lab first, then to the power
No,
plant.
Do we have
No.
time to swing by the lab?
I suppose so. Yes.
Okay, we may not need to. I'll have to dig through my pack, but I have an idea.
All right.
So, like, he can work on it while they're going, but I would like to do some weird science stuff.
Okay.
Yay.
I actually want to make a request to Herzog as we're going as well. It's just like, could you modify one of my grenade launcher rounds to work with the time crystals? To pack that into one. To make a time grenade, you see.
Like use the little crystals as like shrapnel or
All the above. Whatever we can do with it, really. I had been thinking about trying to make time crystal bullets for a while and just never really had an opportunity.
Let's just fuck up time.
So
Our timeline's
Owen's
already
like,
pretty fucked, so
very well. So what Owen does is he does swing by the lab. He does have like, uranium in package.
if he
He has
doesn't,
it in his
Herzog might.
special. He has it in his special lab. The one where he has.
oh
know,
yeah, don't look
the
in there,
cage.
Herzog.
He's like,
Why,
I'll
what's in
just
there?
go in here.
Actually don't. It's very upsetting.
He has
like-
samples.
Don't tell him that.
Oh hey, Owen, I need a real big time crystal.
Do
So
I have really big time crystals? I'll
you,
see
you
what
said
I
it.
have.
You said it's an hour and a half. And like this is entirely up to you to how much I can get done. Like 2 devices seems kind of
Seems a lot.
pushing it, but
So
here-
what I'll
here was
have you
my-
do is we'll probably have you do big magic, except weird science big magic.
okay.
And that can determine how long it will take you to do one thing. You can choose what your focus is specifically.
Okay. I could also focus
Anna
on one or the
froze.
other. But
Oh.
the idea that sparked in his head when he learned that like the nuclear energy can be used to stabilize time stuff and that the kind of radiation interference can disrupt it.
Mhm.
He wants to try and use some radioactive material to essentially create banishment powder.
Excellent. I like
mean,
it.
Do you want to load that into a grenade too? I mean, I have a
I'm thinking
delivery
that-
system right here.
Oh, yep, Hannah's gone. Oh
Oh shoot, didn't oh
no.
man.
Also, thank you, Anna Katoni, for the 200 bits. And I get a D6.
Yeah, because you needed D6s on these last 2 episodes. Real good, huh?
I'd love to say thank you, Anna Katoni, but
Okay.
Oh, but
All
really,
right,
thank
is-
you.
yeah,
Hannah back?
seriously.
Hannah, you back? I don't know.
Her arm is back.
Her arm is back. Goodness, we're just figuring things out. I don't hear Hannah though. I don't know.
So what is the different? I had read through the rules, but I don't really understand the difference between use magic and big magic.
So big magic is like takes requirements. Like basically you're wanting to do something bigger. The example I have is if you ever heard the Adventure Zone episode, they actually do Monster of the Week, and they're trying to resurrect someone or
Okay.
talk to a god and
Okay. Yeah, so I guess the weird science I'd like to do would be to make the powder, and then I don't know if they're separate or not, but then the big magic would be trying to integrate that into the grenade launcher.
Yes, something like that. Or if you have time to do both is really what I'm also seeing is if you succeed. I'm basically using this weird science as big science, I guess. Big science.
Okay, so I need
To
to roll.
see if you have time.
Okay, so I'm rolling weird science.
Pretty much, yes.
How much luck do I have left?
You should have a lot.
I do
Welcome
have
back.
a lot.
I made it.
Because
Hooray.
this is super cool.
Our screens are all screwy here, but that's okay. We'll figure it out.
Most
It's
sincere
fine.
apologies.
It's all right.
Sam got a
The
promotion.
Wi-Fi
Sam
is
got a
sass.
promotion. Sam is the game master now.
That's funny. I'm probably like the only person like not watching the Twitch.
That's all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use luck just to bump that up to a 14.
14. Okay, so that's
And-
an extra success.
And my luck special is when you spend luck, you discover something happening now is related to something you were involved in years ago.
I love the expert.
What were you involved in years ago?
That is an excellent question. I kind of am picturing the whole Supernatural or maybe Monster Hunters International kind of introduction to this world where he was part of some sort of amalgam attack or amalgam incident, and just weird things that he was researching happened to be useful, and that's sort of where he
Okay.
really dove into
So
how all this works.
here's what I'm thinking is that back in Germany, and this is one of the reasons why you left, is there was a secret government operation trying to figure out time travel. They were trying to make it extremely secret because they don't want to upset any of their allies or things like that, or make them think that they're trying to do more war stuff and stuff. Luckily, they're not Russia. Russia would make everyone else more on edge. Germany's been pretty chill for a while now. But even so, they don't want this getting out of hand. They don't want people knowing about this. So you were asked to be on this project, and they were actually looking into concepts that we already know about, things like the multiple universe theory. And time dilation, where if you go around the world, fly around the world, you will notice some time dilation. These are scientific things that we know about. And they're just doing experiments on that and trying to figure out if they can push that even further, or be able to figure out if there's like these multiple universes, if they can reach into it. Stuff with like that Apple experiment and things like that. And they ended up opening a time rift, and the entire facility imploded.
Okay.
So you kind of had they kind of made you leave the country, so to speak. Anyone who was involved in the project, they're like, yeah, you go over
Please
here.
disperse.
Yeah, as they try to cover it up. One thing you do remember though is that there was some radiation. They had found some radiation around that point. Either you did or they did.
Okay.
So something like that made this time rift collapse.
Okay.
That good enough information for you?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
And so with the 14, I imagine he gets both pieces.
I think so, yes.
So if I can narrate this, I have fun.
Go ahead.
Because you guys are driving out to the nuclear power plant.
I think so. What I'm thinking, actually, one of the things that what you realize is Owen has another table up here. And he's like, yes, I have done work on the road. If, say, I have to travel to another country, I know I can just travel there with the watch. But if it's during the same time, it doesn't make much sense regardless. And he pulls it down, and it's literally a work table.
Okay.
So it's a little bit snug in there, especially since you already have the computers, but he can actually push some of the computer stuff up against the wall as well to make more room. So what I'm imagining is, Hannah, you're in the front. Elizabeth is in the front with Owen in the passenger seat. Maybe and Christina, Herzog, and Jason, you're in the back in the trailer itself. So Jason, you're there, I don't know, asking questions, giving advice like, what if you did this? Or while Christina, you're keeping an eye on the computers.
It's like, okay, hold this, please. You want to make sure you have the mask on. You don't want to breathe this in. So what I'm picturing is like he makes this little powder mixture, and it's like, I believe this will work. Okay, now for the fun part. Sets it aside, and grenade, please. And he does surgery on one of these launchable grenades in the middle of the trailer, and then just like carefully. Are there windows on the trailer?
Inside the trailer, no, but there's
Door,
probably vents.
anything?
Yeah, there is the door, the back door.
Okay.
There's
So
there's probably vents as well. Like, you probably
just
want air conditioning back there.
very carefully pulls out the explosive part, hands the shell to Jason, goes, opens the door, and just tosses it out the back of the car. And there's just a little boom behind them. Which he completely
Owen,
ignores as he rushes back and then pours
like,
the powder
you
into
notice
the
the
grenade.
trailer kind of do this for a little bit, and Owen, you just hear over like there are speakers. Owen's like, what the actual fuck was that?
It was awesome.
Don't worry about
And
it.
as Raven said, Herzog just replies, surgery on the grenade is going very well.
Oh, grenade surgery in a moving vehicle.
And then he replaces the main charge with the powder, so it won't do like shrapnel as much or anything, but it should disperse a large cloud of this stuff. Then he hands that over to Jason.
Surgery on a grenade can only go well.
Heck yeah.
Oh, but yeah, over the speakers, Owen's just like, may I ask that please don't do that again. The last thing I want is to catch other attention.
Well, I wasn't going to leave a sensitive explosive charge just rattling around in here. That would be ridiculous.
He's not wrong.
I suppose. And with that, is there any other preparation or discussion you guys want to have before you get to the power plant?
I'm good.
Hannah, do you want to try one of these pills?
Oh no. She's
What's
in the
it
front
do?
seat.
Oh, she's in the front seat.
Owen.
Over the intercom, be like, what does it do?
Takes the edge off a little bit.
Okay.
Don't give her drugs.
Oh, yeah. Graham always said never do drugs.
It shouldn't be hallucinogenic or anything, I don't think, but it might help.
It's the I don't think that I'm concerned about. I would rather a magic user be in one piece. Thank you very much. Ah, that is magic.
She
He
won't
said
explode or
regular
anything,
magic the first time.
I don't think.
I did not.
Jason hasn't exploded yet.
No, or
Um,
hallucinated more than normal.
Are you hallucinating normally?
I don't know what's real anymore.
Oh,
This was supposed to help with that.
It's not hurting with that.
Okay, it's fine. There are more here if you need them, Jason.
No, we're gonna go fight a nuclear power plant. I think I'm gonna want the edge.
Yes, we're going to fight the whole power plant.
Don't say things like that, Owen. You're gonna make it come true.
You don't know. The pills might increase the edge. Like, just,
Depends
Don't mind
on
me.
how the
I'm just
dice
sowing
roll.
chaos over here as much as I can.
Really are.
It just explodes.
All right. So if that is all,
Boy, juice everywhere.
I think you're all sick of each other by the time this is over. I'm
Absolutely
pretty
not.
sure. We are going to take a break, and then we're going to go into the second half of the stream. Dun dun dun.
Let's rock.
Yeah. Welcome back. Unfortunately, Sam had to go lay down. But she'll be back next time. But with that, you all get to the power plant. It's kind of like they've got a parking lot because I mean people work here. There's actually a decent team that works here. Like nuclear power plants for the most part, for those of you who are familiar, like generally it's pretty damn safe. And they are taking pretty damn good care of it. So there's a lot of employee parking. There is the kind of employees only. There really isn't a place for non-employees though. But it isn't like particularly blocked off because who would, come in here? But as you approach, I would like you guys to investigate a mystery or read a bad situation. No.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Jason's
Fair.
whole wheelhouse.
Third eye open wide. 14.
Damn.
14. Okay.
Nay.
Okay.
You're gonna level up this episode, aren't you?
I'm working on it.
Okay. So we do have investigate mystery and read a bad situation. So hold 3 and then hold 2 for you, Herzog.
Do you have any particular order you'd like these asked again?
What?
Do you have a particular order you'd like these asked in?
No, just give me your questions.
Is it possible to hold the question until like something happens and like, I want to know about that? Or do we just ask right now?
You could hold a question if you want.
Okay. Because just from driving up, most of my questions don't make a ton of sense right now.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well, mine might be useful then in this situation. What's my best way in?
No, ask all 3, please.
Okay, what's my best way in? Dangers we haven't noticed, and biggest threat.
Biggest threat. Okay. So what's something we haven't noticed? Let's actually start with that one. Because other questions once again won't make sense until you kind of figure out what the situation is. So like I said, you can drive up to this parking lot just fine. On the surface, you have your third eye open, correct?
Oh yes.
So you notice this. On the surface, everything looks fine. Like there's some workers walking out to their car to go to lunch. Is it? No, it's nighttime because you guys were at night at ours. So it's late at night, so there isn't as many workers. There are definitely people there around the clock making sure everything works okay. There, but it seems like a normal bustle. It doesn't seem like anything weird's happening here on the surface. But with your third eye, you notice, like with that the CRTV footage, that there's a double image. And if you remember that time that you went into the Edinburgh, the burial chasms, catacombs, how Megan was like there, but at a different time almost.
Mhm.
That's kind of what this feels like, where you're seeing like this in this pocket almost in this
So-
other time.
So someone is making this look like everything's normal.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to relay that information on to the fam.
And I wouldn't even say I would say that unless you do something to get in to that bubble, everything is normal here.
Okay, so that actually makes some of my questions relevant.
Okay.
I want to know, I would like to ask, what can hurt it and where did it go?
Okay.
And, I mean, in terms of where did it go, I'd be more thinking about like the car and the agents and stuff, but I know that's completely
Yes.
open to your
Okay.
interpretation.
So what can hurt it? I don't think that's relevant yet.
I didn't know if that
But-
would apply to the time bubble or not.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think.
Okay.
I think
But those are the
collapsing the
main
time
things.
bubble would be a bad idea. I'm just saying.
Fine, bad idea.
So you definitely don't want to hurt that time bubble. You want to converge the timelines, of course, eventually, but probably not while anyone's in it. Jason, you do see in this time bubble, this shadow image, that the parking lot is empty, save for a black car.
Then they're in here too. Then okay. So the Joneses and the director are definitely in on it. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's totally fine.
Is it fine?
I'm gonna use a gun.
So Owen's like, this brings me back to a conversation I had early on about how the government always is trouble and shouldn't
If
be
you're trying to
trusted
tell me I
and-
told you so, I'm gonna kick you into time.
Kick him to next Thursday.
No, I'm gonna kick him to the old one.
Oh, damn.
I know the road now.
Is it the road less traveled?
I believe
Actually, a shocking number of people were there.
he's like, I believe that would be a bad idea at this moment, but we can put a pin in that.
Mm.
That is to say, yes, I in fact told you so.
Oh, I'm gonna kick him into time. Oh, kick him into time.
But let's put a pin in that, shall we?
Anyone watching Jason in that moment, like he just like flexes his hand and it goes all tentacly, and then it's like it's a big old
It's
slug of
okay.
whiskey.
You've gotten to say I told you so to him several times.
Yes. So yes, that's what you see. But the question is, how do you get in? From what you can tell, since you are once again on a linear route of time, going into that bubble is a little bit of a trick. Meanwhile, Hannah hangs back like, oh, come on.
Where it's like a
How can
like a
I-
magic trick?
Some sort of magic trick?
So, what do you guys want to do?
I mean-
magic, right?
I'm pretty sure it's
what are
magic.
Options.
So I'm trying to figure out the best way to word this so that I do it right. Because I
Okay.
just want to align with the under the shadow side. That is
Align
not
with the bubble.
Yeah, align with the bubble.
Got to bubble yourself to the bubble. Okay. I mean, how do you do that? Just, are you gonna take the car, and do that, or like lift it off the ground, or open a doorway, or what are you gonna do?
See, this is the thing is I feel if I don't get the right wording of this, I'm not gonna be able to do it. So I'm trying to think really hard of how to.
I mean, I'm not a cruel GM.
Um,
Am I? Am I mean, you guys?
no comment.
Let's talk after
No.
the season closes. Like, that's-
Uh,
Is it?
I'm imagining like it like being like stepping slightly through like a crack.
Okay. So
Like-
do you
Like
want
when you get those weird illusions where if you step one way it looks normal and then you like step across, it's like different.
would you need everyone like to be out of the van then?
Probably,
Okay.
I guess.
Okay. So do you describe this to the rest of the team? How do you?
I'd be like, I'm gonna make a door, not like a door, not with a door handle or a swinging, but like a little. Elizabeth, she's clearly trying really hard. She's like a time, like a double time.
You're gonna get
alley.
us in.
Yes.
Cool. What do you need from us?
I need to be able to see where I'm going.
Can I
Ah,
can I let her see through my third eye?
Yes? Question mark. I think this would require a couple things.
Okay.
Herzog, perhaps you could help with some weird science.
That's what I was wondering.
Team effort, y'all.
Yeah, so as soon as you say you need to see where you're going, right?
Yeah, I can. So like, it would just be easier if Jason, because Jason's the one who's seeing the double bubble, right?
Double bubble.
So if I can see exactly what he's seeing, then I can probably pretty easily with my magic like make a alleyway into that.
Okay. Yeah, so if Herzog knows about Jason's third eye,
Mm-hmm.
what I would actually like to do is take one of the time pills and kind of sacrifice that. I don't know if that'll make it a little easier, but to use some of that or whatever.
There's
I want to
also time
quickly-
crystals.
I want to quickly try and make an ointment that will let people see through Jason's third eye.
Ooh, didn't you kind of do this earlier when you like
Sunglasses?
you made a thing that let us see the reality of a thing in the
Yeah,
high
that was
school?
when we were in the false dimension of the school, and I figured he probably hasn't had a chance to recreate that because he was busy with all of the other stuff he was doing.
I'm just saying, if you already made something like that, this might be a little bit easier for you to kind of replicate the
Yes.
effect.
Fair.
Granted, you do have limited stuff. However, this is Owen's van. Owen, who does time travel stuff all the
Well, and
time, anyways.
I also have a move specifically for this. This is why Herzog carries his hiking backpack everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd like to try and make an ointment that would hopefully let one or maybe multiple people see the way Jason does.
Okay. So weird science roll?
Get that weird science. Damn, nice.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, and the move specifically is like, I've got something for that, or what's it called?
Prepared. So on a 10 or more, I pick 2 requirements for the weird science. I think probably what I'm going to go with is rare or weird material is needed. And it won't be very reliable.
Okay. So you have your material, and then you also have some of Owen's. And the Owen material you have specifically is the time crystals. Those are,
Mhm.
I would say, probably a decent gamble here, because that, time crystals, time and space, different time bubble, that makes sense. But then you also have the other things you need for the ointment. Yes.
Yeah. Would you like me to do the preparedness move and
Yes,
see?
please.
Okay, just see what that gets us. 10.
Okay.
So I
So
have it right
good.
here. It's just in my pack.
Very
We
nice.
love Herzog's pack.
You have
I-
what? You have
I
the
kind of built him
leftovers.
around the idea of the backpack. I was just like, oh yeah.
You have the leftovers from what happened in the high school, actually, which is very weird because you're pretty sure that happened in not this time. It was a fever dream, pretty much. But then you reach in the pack and it's like, wait, no, this is real. What? Hold on.
Oh, I'm sure he found them throughout the school and then very carefully labeled them.
It's like,
Yeah.
hey, I used this before
Yeah.
in a dream.
So yeah, when you say that, oh, one moment, please. He'll run back into the van. You'll hear some hammering, some grinding as like he's using the mortar and pestle. And he's going to
Yeah,
come
wasn't
out
it
with,
like a smelling salts type thing?
that was to wake people up.
Oh, okay.
In order to see through the reality, we used Maddie's camera, her digital camera,
Mm-hmm.
and tweaked that.
Okay.
But yeah, so he's going to come out with just like a handful of what looks like mud. And isn't even going to ask, is just going to take a thumbful and try and smear it under Elizabeth's eyes.
All
War
right.
paint. Excellent.
So this should help. And I'll put it on as many people as I have enough for. But and for Jason, it doesn't go under his eye. I put a stripe here and a circle, trying to connect our sight to his third eye.
Okay. So like
Neato. I love weird
what
science.
I am thinking is it's like that magnetic paint. Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Where
Yes.
it's like a paint that electrically can connect to things. It's really cool. So that's what I'm imagining. So I think you do have enough for everyone. Even if it's a handful, like you probably don't need a ton. And what we've got Christina, who is going to be staying in the van regardless, anyways. To help keep an eye on things if shit goes wrong.
When shit goes wrong.
Yeah.
Or to quote Hercules, if it's good.
So does that help, Elizabeth? Can you see better now?
So I'll have you roll plus weird, Hannah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
So
yes, I can see how that's
It-
overlaid in that way. That's fascinating.
At which point is it officially the Chaos Trio? That's what I'm curious about.
I don't know. You'll have to ask them.
We got you gotta piss off an amalgamate. You gotta punch.
You
a
probably
time
got to
thing
lose
first.
at least one sanity.
Oh yeah, also that you do have to be a little
Have.
insane.
I've lost 2. Anyway,
Yay!
When you become part void, let us know. That's really
Fisher. The word is Fisher. Like F-I-S-S-U-R-E, Fisher, like a
You wanna
fissure
create a
that you can
fissure,
slip
yeah.
through.
So I was
Oh,
thinking
yeah.
of Fisher Price, which is the brand for the phone.
the phone, which we have if we need it.
I don't think we do.
So many things.
I did not
Yes,
say I put it
thank you,
down.
Paladin.
I have been carrying that since I got back from Dad's place.
I'm just imagining it under your arm.
I think it's like tied to my belt now.
That's adorable and
Like
also
gun on one
horrifying.
side,
This
plastic phone on the other, whiskey in a pocket.
this big plastic phone thing with the eyes just
He looks very serious.
I wonder if a few times if we've caught the eyes like opening and moving without any input on the phone.
definitely. Oh, definitely.
And we're like, that's rad.
Shit. We're like that. Like Owen's just like, hate that thing.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, no, you can see the situation, Hannah. Without a
Hooray!
problem. Do you put it on Owen? Also, how tall are you, Herzog? Because Owen is very tall.
I actually imagine Herzog is a little on the shorter side, like maybe 5'4", not super short, but
Oh, he's
Uh,
small.
so
Yeah, we're looking at 6'1", 6'2" for Owen.
he'll just hold his hand up and just
Very well, if it works, I suppose. He just just under the eyes, correct?
just yes under the eyes. Currently 2 out of 3. I mean, if it works for you, that seems like it would be statistically significant. So
I suppose, although I'd say the sample size is far too low to tell for sure.
I'm
that's
gonna
why
make a
not
Fisher
saying for
now.
sure. I think it will work, but
All right, he does so. Okay, go ahead and do your thing, my dude.
Use that magic. Nope, we're lucking it. I don't care. I'm not failing at that.
Yeah, Owen can see the thing as well. No problem. He's like, no, that works surprisingly well.
Right. Gonna take that advanced success instead to create the fissure into the bubble.
Yeah, so it's like I'm imagining like it's a zipper more like.
Oh yeah, that's also very good. She like does some weird hand motions and then literally just zips down. It's like, all right, everyone into the time zipper.
Unzipped reality. It's good. It's good.
Mhm.
All right, so Jason's got the loaded loaded grenade launcher with him and steps into the opening.
So you step in and immediately things feel weird here. What questions have I not answered from the investigate a mystery and the read a bad situation?
Oh gosh. Well, this
I
was clear.
Go ahead.
You asked what can hurt it,
I asked what can hurt it and where did it go?
which I think I answered where did it go?
Okay.
I asked
So-
best way in, dangers we haven't noticed, and biggest threat.
So I would say I haven't said dangers we haven't noticed, not really. I would say I did answer like, where did it go? So dangers we haven't
'cause the
noticed
card.
and biggest threat, I'd say I haven't answered, and what can hurt it, I haven't answered. So you have 3 questions. And now you can assess the situation more properly. And it's like immediately you walk in and this reality, this bubble feels wrong. It feels weird. It reminds you of the dead timeline that you visited. Were you there as well, Herzog, for that?
No.
Or no? Okay. Yeah, it reminds you of the dead timeline somewhat, that feeling of like off.
They're already doing it. Owen, they're doing it.
They're doing what exactly?
It feels like a dead timeline in here.
Well,
It smells
Which-
like dead person. Smells like dead timeline.
it's got that dead timeline smell. We better get going.
Mm.
What's that smell? Dead timeline. Got it.
If we
I
meet
see.
that rude horse, I'm gonna eat it this time.
Okay.
What?
Oh, there's a really rude horse. Don't worry about it.
He wanted to eat my brain.
Save a sample for me, please.
All right.
You got it.
Please don't eat the amalgamate. The only one I think that could do so safely is Jason.
And he's the one who wants to.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I
don't-
don't want to eat it. I just want a sample, please.
Science.
No, because the samples are actually their own
Science.
creatures, and yeah, that can get very out of hand.
This from the man
We'll
with
lean over to
samples in a
Jason.
closet.
I would
Yes.
still like a sample, please.
Jason just
Well-
like fist bumps Herzog through the zipper. Dunk.
We'll talk.
All right, use magic failure. What
Oh,
was
that
that
was
for?
that was before when I did the Fisher and then I did it a lot.
Oh yeah,
before
yeah,
it,
yeah,
so
yeah.
we're good.
Got it. I thought that was new, and I'm like, what?
Who did a thing? No, we're good.
All right. So you guys go in, but yes, you know it feels wrong. That's all I can answer at this moment. You would have to go into the nuclear power plant to find out more.
Let's go. I have a great line for when we run into the director, so I'm prepared for that.
Now, Owen's like, we should plan for our a proper opening and a proper. I just imagine you just rushing off.
Nope,
Would you
we're
like me to call
going.
the director first?
No,
So we can hear?
no.
No, you don't want to hear
We're
what's
just
happening?
going.
I kind of want it here.
Okay.
Okie doke.
You can
Jason's
still
like pacing now, just like
you can still do your cool one-liner, I promise.
frickin'
I'm very excited for it.
Okay, success.
11. Yeah.
Now, Um, there's something I will say, or something like this. I would say you are able to reach Jones and Jones. The director's phone does not work.
Okay.
And you also have learned from experience that if there's a lot of amalgamate stuff going on, it's going to make the call weird. So I would say it does. Yes, it will work perfectly, but it does require a price. And there's a couple options as to why, to what. Almost I want to leave it up to you.
Like, what are the options? Or
Well, what does Herzog want to do? Like, it's got to be a cost, I'd say.
Want to burn a time crystal on this?
I was actually, I can tell you.
So here is my thought. If Jason would be up for it, I'd like it if we could hear what was going on the side of the phone, but the cost is it gives away our position, but it gives away our position because Jason gets to deliver his one-liner through their phone while they're in the time bubble.
The one-liner has a somatic component that really requires some proximity.
Okay.
Fair enough. What I was thinking is like Jason's blood or something, like drip it on the phone and let it like soak into the.
Oh, sure, yeah. We could just do that. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, if it's something like that, sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was thinking, but I want to hear your ideas first.
Hey, don't forget, I'm technically immortal, so this won't actually do me any harm. It's just like, yeah, we won't blood.
Oh, okay, yeah, you said cost, so I was trying to think of like a mechanical cost that was going to affect us, or.
Nah, it just needs.
Sometimes
something.
it can be a thematic narrative cost.
Okay. Yeah, it's just going to be just hold still, please, and just jabs you in the neck, and then drop. Thank you.
And yeah, it soaks into the electronics, like through the plastic. It's so weird. Like you can see the plastic like warp and bubble, and then it just reforms. Like, oh, that's normal.
Totally
like
normal.
Still a normal.
Jason looks over at Elizabeth and just goes, "What would happen if we put my blood on the phone?" And like holds up the plastic phone.
You try it later, but not now.
That's too much even for the Chaos Twins.
I mean, like, I am all for some chaos. We have a mission right now.
But yeah,
got work to do.
I guess the one thing I'd like to add is he puts the blood on and nothing happens until he pulls some powder out of his pack and sprinkles it over the top. And that's when it does the whole bubble and reforming thing.
Okay, perfect.
Just weird powder.
Chemistry.
I guess.
Chemistry.
Anyways. So yeah, now you can call and actually hear through the amalgamate weirdness.
Huzzah!
Yes. So you are able to get through Jones and Jones's phone. They've stopped talking about pizza at this point. And now you're actually going to get some context to what's going on. So the so you hear Jones and Jones talking, and they're like, honestly though, how are you really feeling about all this? And it's like, it's our job, we've been trained for this, but these things, don't they give you the creeps? It's like, yes, they do, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that we see our mission through. This is what the director wants from us. But there's so many of them all over the place. Not worried anything bad will happen there. It's like, Jones, quit asking questions. We're not paid to ask questions. Right, sorry.
So Jason, aren't agents paid to ask questions? I thought.
Oh no, not even a little bit.
No, I thought you guys asked other people questions.
Yes. Usually leading
I
questions.
I see.
So there's a lot of amalgamates in there, is what I'm getting.
Yeah, probably. that feels right.
Mm-hmm. Owen's like, that's what it would seem. And suddenly Jones pauses, seems you hear a shuffle like he's moving the phone, and he's like, oh, so director says that we can't actually get pizza here. But you're welcome to anything in the break room.
Darn, we
Damn.
should have brought a pizza with us.
That would have
We
been
could have done
amazing.
the delivery boy trick.
Oh my God, put a hat on me. Let's get a pizza.
Step outside the bubble, call a pizza real fast.
I think we actually.
Owen's like, are you serious? You know, the
No.
longer we're in here.
I mean, I could eat.
That sounds like they might have food in the break room.
Yeah, that's what you hear Jones say. It's like, there's plenty of food in. Director says there's plenty of food in the break room if we're really that hungry.
And from what I hear, Jason, you could eat a horse.
Well, he just like puts the grenade launcher on his shoulder. It's like, depends on the day. Let's go.
Meanwhile, the Joneses are still talking. It's like, she also says that one of these things can also get us pizza if we really, really need it. But that's like I guess they're at our beck and call or whatever. I don't know.
Dead timeline pizza. That seems gross.
Who said it's from the dead timeline? It could be they just go to the normal time and just steal it from a 7-Eleven or whatever.
Oh, 7-Eleven pizza? That seems
Didn't
worse
say
than
it was
dead
good
timeline
pizza.
pizza.
But yeah, so all right. So you're hearing that all that. So yeah, what do you do?
Hang up the phone and I guess follow Jason. He seems to know something.
That way. Owen, are you coming or are you staying with the van?
No, I'm coming. I'm here, aren't I?
I can never tell.
As long as Christina's in the van, we are fine.
Groovy. Herzog, you got your bag of tricks?
Always.
KST, KS Twin, got that magic? Got those magic
Yep.
guys?
Chaos T, hey!
Chaos team plus Owen.
Plus Owen.
Let's go have a power meeting with our director.
All right. So yeah, there's multiple doors to the power plant. There is definitely the main entrance, but there's also there's a side entrance, there is a back, there is emergency exits, of course. That's rather important in this situation. There are windows, especially on like the upper floors. It seems like there are more offices up there, while the power plants are a little bit lower.
Did we have a map of this place? Like, could we have pulled one up in the van?
Absolutely. And hell, you could look it up right now, and because this is a real location.
Oh, I don't want that in my search history. So based on the plans, where do we think, like, if the director was going to be using all of this power, where would they probably be set up to do that? Like, where's the best spot? As much as it pains Jason, he's probably asking Owen this.
Well, probably closer to the power plants itself, yes. So here, I'm actually going to post this in the Discord, kind of what the building looks like. You've basically got the two kind of towers and then the offices, like I said. And then you have like the parking lot, which you guys are in front of that. Then there's like more trucks and stuff and generators in the back beside these towers. He's like, unfortunately, I would say that it's as close to the power plants themselves as possible, which would be behind the sealed doors. In order to get to the sealed doors, I would assume that you would need some sort of card, which
So
you
we
would get
tr-
from the offices.
So we break into the offices, steal a access card, go to the steel doors.
My assumption is that potentially our friends Jones and Jones would actually have cards.
So we sneak attack Jones and Jones. Steal their cards.
Hmm.
Stop by the break room for lunch.
Yes.
Owen's like, what?
Well, if we do
Just-
it right, we can sneak attack them in the break room.
Oh, then they can be lunch.
Don't
But
eat
That-
people.
I don't
thinking
think
lunch could be
that's-
right there, but
That's not very
Is
well.
that still cannibalism at that point? Are you still human?
Yeah, 6 of one, half dozen the other. So
And if you notice, it's also like right by the sea as well. The sea is right there in these photos as well.
mhm,
That is the sea.
Yeah.
yes.
All right.
I
Right.
guess, yeah, offices. Let's break into the offices then.
Yeah, why the fuck not?
All right. So the offices, yes, you have the towers and then you have like the office buildings on the side. I think you can see that from the second photo I sent you guys,
Mhm.
where you've got like the rows of windows. There's a lot of windows. I think on all 3 floors. I was wrong about that. So yeah, that would be relatively easy. I think that's more of like the employee offices and things like that. So relatively easy to get in.
All right.
Charge.
Yeah. We head that way.
Now, are there any dangers we haven't noticed? I'm going to answer this question now.
Oh, good.
As you are approaching the doors, you definitely see movement from it's like one of those doors with a window. You see movement inside in the shadows. Lots of glowing eyes. Remember what the Joneses said, that this place is teeming with these.
I guess we should peek in.
Yep, you see at least 2 of them just walking past at that point.
How quickly do we think we can take them down? Also, it's entirely possible that these ones are more intelligent than the ones we've had, so that
If
I
they're feeding
mean-
off of radiation, nuclear energy, I would agree.
We could try to bluff them. Technically, Herzog and I work for these same people.
And how well did that work with Sleipnir?
I didn't,
we didn't
try
try to.
to bluff him.
Oh, that's fair.
We mostly threatened him and bargained with him, and he was a dick.
also it's a little it's outside my normal area of expertise, but if we can get to the Joneses, I might be able to. I wonder if I can. No, he does this for about like 10 seconds of just starting sentences and trailing off. I'm wondering if we can mask ourselves to seem like the Joneses, but we would have to get them here. If anyone has ideas.
I mean, I can always try stuff.
I could just call them and tell them to come out front so we can have a chat.
That's going to give us away pretty quick, but I guess.
I would say it's entirely up to you. Or I would throw this out there, and this is perhaps the only time I will throw this out so freely. We could try to use magic to hide ourselves from the Amalgamates, perhaps.
But I thought you said they could
Or-
sense when I do magic.
Yes, they can. However, my theory is if we travel parallel to them, we're already in a parallel bubble. What if we travel parallel again, or perhaps through the void? going to the
But
room.
you're right. We can just latitude.
Yes.
Why don't we just void travel and circumvent them entirely?
Precisely. So we can avoid any mishaps with the amalgamates. If this place is crawling and teeming with them, where I'm concerned that if the director has them in the back pocket, that we will alert them, and it just be a whole mess.
Actually, in that case, we don't even need the key cards.
I suppose that's true. You're correct.
Do we just want to go straight for director then?
Maybe. Yeah, if we can slip through that door.
And
That door's the
then
only
we pop
concern,
out
right?
literally out of nowhere and we go, surprise, motherfucker.
I love this idea. Let's make this happen.
Very, very well.
All I have to do is swear for you to be on board.
I mean, you're not wrong.
So Owen is thinking as you guys walk back to the nuclear towers. There's two of them, the nuclear reactor towers. But for the sake of moving this along, it is fairly obvious which one it is, because you see amalgamates moving around, like on this side of the building on the top, like these just eyes, this ooze just moving across, and you're like, that's the one.
At least they made it easy for us.
Yeah. It's like, I assume that they're simply just feeding off the energy, so of course. Granted, the way that these are built protects from a lot of it. It doesn't mean that there isn't just a tiny, not harmful bit of radiation that's still in the air. Regardless, so you guys approach. Owen's like, okay, there is a few ways we can go about this. We can use the time travel devices. Granted, traveling parallel is a little different. It's very different. I don't often do this, but either that or we can use some magic, but once again, that would let them know we're here.
Well, if parallel is that different, we could add a tiny amount of time to it.
I suppose it's already strange since we're in a pocket world.
Okay, that's valid.
So I wouldn't want to add any other time, because that could move us further parallel.
Okay.
Already it looks like, and he like pulls out that. So the thing with the pocket watches, there's multiple dials, and one of them is one that he's told you not to touch, and he pulls it out, and it's like it has a bunch of numbers in it. And it's just long around here. It's similar to longitude and latitude scale, but yeah, it pulls out like this secret compartment, and he's like, already it seems like we are in between realities. So we're in between timelines. So yes, time travel would be a terrible idea at this point.
I mean, like, I'm known for terrible ideas, but I would like to stay within the time bubble, so.
Precisely. So we could travel to the longitude and latitude within the void, yes. Or
If we use the magic and just show up, they're going to know us anyway, right?
yes, but perhaps we have a little bit more element of surprise. It's entirely up to both of you. There's pros and cons either way.
It feels like the watches are the safest, unless like the difference is that dangerous.
I suppose that's true. What about the rest of you?
If y'all think this is the best way to get us in, I'm game.
I don't see a better way, no.
The only other ways that I can see right now are not safer.
Like, my
Much
magic
more
is-
dangerous.
Hit and miss sometimes. I'll admit that. And if
Your
this is a more
magic is-
surefire,
Your magic
It's
is
chaos.
wonderful, but if this works,
oh,
we can try the watch first, see what happens, and maybe layer magic onto it.
Okay. So Owen's like, this is what we'll do. I suppose we can just use the one as long as you all hold on. The latitude is strange as it is, as we are in between dimensions. What we'll need to do is actually take physical steps within the void. The best way to do this would be through the corridors, but I don't know how to access that.
Hey,
Properly
my third eye's open.
Yeah.
Is there an access point to the corridors near us?
No.
Oh.
You are floating in the bubble of void space, it turns out. So Owen's wrong.
Owen.
What?
Owen.
What?
No.
No, what? Can you elaborate?
We're in a bubble of void space. There's not even corridor access anywhere.
Can you see where she is then?
So this is what you are saying.
Owen's dead.
I was
Owen gets so
singing a
excited he
sudden
pulls
beat,
out his
yes.
headphones.
I unplugged my headphones. I'm sorry.
Owen is gone suddenly, just implodes.
Implodes. So Owen's like, so you're saying this is completely removed from any of the timeline, because timelines normally the way they work is they fragment like branches, while the alpha timeline is like a tree. And these are the branches and the roots. So what you're saying is this is so completely removed from that.
Pocket dimension, Owen. Think pocket dimension. Like Star Trek, like a Star Trek.
I never watched that.
So does that mean that this is a new seed?
It is its own entity, it sounds like.
I don't know. I want to meet what timeline grows out of this seed.
I don't know if it can. Like that should be impossible, because with the creation of the alpha timeline,
A lot of things
this is
are
a conversation.
impossible.
This is a conversation for another time. But basically, this is how timelines used to be: is separately fragmented. But the alpha timeline merged them all, so they all branched out from that. So this should be impossible.
Well, it's what we're in.
Sounds like what someone would be like. Impossible things are definitely involved with the time revolution, I think.
If
This Justin Owen, in fact, does not know everything. More tonight at
is this what they were hoping for? To make their own little bubble of real time somewhere?
It could be.
But if it is a pocket dimension, like you say, it would only have a finite amount of energy.
That's why they're feeding off of ours.
They're making their own energy.
Perhaps, but we have to understand about the amalgamates. I mean, I suppose with the power plant that does help the situation somewhat. But the amalgamates, that's the only way they subsist is on memories from other people. That's how they gain sentience. Although the nuclear power would help that, it wouldn't completely.
We
Well,
don't know.
they were experimenting with stealing people's memories from this timeline to keep someone alive. Who's to say they're not going to try and do that to the whole timeline?
They kidnapped at least one person, probably more for this. We know that. We don't know how many people they have in there.
Well, I suppose it's high time we find out. But regardless, I suppose this is all conversation for another time. But regardless, we need to stop this.
Off
Okay,
we
well, the
go.
important thing is there's no corridors around us.
So what we need to do is float around in void space to the approximate latitude and use that.
Okay. It's like swimming a bit.
As opposed, it's as opposed to there being a proper door to pop out of, a proper doorway and say, oh, hello, we're here. Instead, we are going to have to make our own,
I love
which
making
is like
doors.
tearing through the membrane that is the void.
I've done that before, haven't I?
Yes, you have.
Oh, cool. Everybody hold on. Let's go for a ride.
I might be able to help with that somehow, because apparently I have made the void bleed, so.
That's a whole ass sentence you just said, Herzog.
I've bled the void.
Well, no, I have made the void bleed. That's how I made your medicine. So I may be able to help. I'm not sure how yet, but
I've got void blood in me. Oh.
it sounds like you have more than just void blood in you, Jason.
You shush. All right, what you got?
All right. So Owen says, well, let's first start with getting into the void itself. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Very well. Hold on. And he sets the watch. Guys, hold on, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he
Super yes.
So he presses down the dial and then immediately pulls it back up. So the clock stops. And you guys are now floating in the void. I would need someone to roll a D100.
I can.
I have physical dice if you want.
I can
Oh,
also
sure.
do it
Go
in roll
nuts.
20.
These fancy
Physical
new
dice.
glittery dice. 54.
Nothing happens,
Perfect.
thankfully.
Hooray!
You already had the weird encounter for the day.
Well, that's good.
All right. So you are floating within space-time. And this is kind of one of the first times you've been in there as a group, I would say. Jason, you've gone there alone. You've been lost in there alone. But now you're able to get a more sense. So for instance, you guys can talk to each other just fine. You can hear each other just fine. Even though it doesn't feel like you're properly expelling air or breathing, it's, you're able to speak and hear each other without a problem. It doesn't have an echo. It definitely feels like more of like padding around you, which is fascinating. In fact, Jason, you know that the corridor also absorbs sound perfectly.
Right.
So Owen's like, all right, well then, Elizabeth, I would ask you to actually use your magic to help us see through perhaps these windows or create windows into time to make sure that we are ending up in the right place. I don't want to move too far and,
A porthole.
end up in the wall. Yes, precisely.
It'll stay with us so we
Not,
can always
not a
swear.
portal, but a
Porthole. Yes, porthole. And it'll stay with us so that we can see where we are.
I suppose that works, yes.
Magic time. Come on. We good.
Okay.
We Gucci.
Excellent. So what do you do? What does this look like?
I feel like she's literally just gonna hold up her hands like this and whoop a window into existence.
So it's really weird because you feel like once again you're stretched. What is it, that health condition where you're all of a sudden your organs are poking out of your skin, or you can see your guts?
Concerning?
Yeah, no, my dad had it happen. It's your muscle
no.
fibers. Your muscle fibers split, and so it's suddenly just your skin holding your organs in place.
Oh,
It's
That
weird.
seems bad.
horrifying.
Yes, it is, but it happens.
I don't want to know that happens.
Could have gone my whole life.
I'm so sorry. But that's kind of how it feels like, though. It's like this place is living. You're in the guts and organs of
I'm literally
everything
just
living.
pulling the muscles back so we can see through the skin.
Yes, precisely. Once again, the word
Gross.
membrane. The word membrane is perfect.
Ha, that's disgusting. But we know where we are now.
It's a hernia. Thank you, Raven.
Blech.
Don't Google it.
I won't. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, so
Amazing.
yeah, you pull back the muscle fiber, so to speak, so you can see through this membrane and see windows. And I guess you can just like continue to push your hand along, and it begins to like fill in where you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it just like
This is
kind of
literally
fills
just
back
like
in.
a kid who runs their hands along the wall.
Or like the carpet when you push it one way and you can see it has like the different side of fiber, and except the fiber falls back into place into the other direction as you leave the area. So you're watching it like cover up that membrane. So you take a few steps, you're able to kind of, it's almost like you're walking that path to the nuclear power plant. You're able to it's almost the exact same steps because you're able to see what's going on. So you're walking into the wall, past the wall, and there you are. And you know this is the right place because you can see amalgamates everywhere. And sure enough, if you look up, the director is on the walkways above, the catwalks above. Just kind of patrolling, it seems like.
Is Iris here?
You don't see her yet, no.
Okay.
Is there
Can we get up
anything
to
that
the
looks
walkway?
like a machine or whatever they might be using to do this, like a portal or?
I mean, there's the machines in the nuclear power plant itself. Are you wanting to use this membrane to kind of explore and scout things out?
See why not?
I don't want to push it in case something can notice us, like pushing through the
That's
membrane,
fair.
but like if we can see it just through this window we've got.
You don't see anything yet.
Okay.
Not from this angle.
Okay. I do still have one question. That is, how can we hurt it?
That I will answer once you go through.
Okay.
Or yes.
Can we get up to the walkway?
It means that unfortunately your one-liner isn't going to be the end of the episode, Jason, but
Oh, no. My one-liner is going to happen after we have a little bit more information.
okay. So are you wanting to then use the membrane to keep scouting around?
Can we get up to the walkway through the membrane? Like, can we go up?
Yeah, you're in basically liquid. You can move.
So I say we try to get up her level then.
Swing.
Okay. So yeah, no, it's more like you are able to step up, almost like there's invisible steps. Swimming is sort of effective. It's just weird. It's more like you're just floating around, and so
We're on a stairmaster. We just kind of move up.
yeah. You do have to physically make the motion like you're moving up, and you move up.
None of us have leveled up enough yet to just like psychically project ourselves through the void.
Nope.
All right. So from this higher vantage point, anything else we can see through the membrane?
Yes. Herzog has one more question. Correct? What can
Yes.
hurt it? And this is where you get your answers. You see, basically, chairs set up. Well, you see a chair set up against the close to the power plant itself, which those are very hot, so they make sure that like there's still some space. But you see basically Rachel. You see Rachel, she is passed out, and you see amalgamates coming in and out through her orifices, as opposed to a physical rift, a crack in time. She is acting as the doorway.
Oh. I need to do like a knowledge roll or something, or maybe like a best guess, or maybe just consult with Herzog on this. What does Jason think would happen if, say, a time grenade went off in the bubble?
What should I have you roll for that?
I would assume weird or sharp, but
Yeah, sharp sounds right.
all right.
And I think, yeah, you can like.
I'm gonna use my luck on that because I need to know.
You recall that Owen already said that having it doing stuff like doing something major or closing this rift or moving the rift back into the main timeline or this bubble would be catastrophic if there's people still inside.
So time grenade, not smart.
No.
Okay.
Time grenade is the last effort or the last thing we do as we leave.
Yes. So Jason's gonna put the oh no, I just had a better thought.
Oh dear.
Jason's gonna put the grenade launcher away, just like tuck it under his coat. And he's gonna pick up the phone, the plastic one.
Oh no. Okay.
I was
are we
just
doing?
thinking the same thing.
Hey Dad, I've got something for you to
Oh.
eat over here.
I was not thinking the same thing.
Oh no. Oh God. Okay.
And then I'll hang
Can
it
you
up.
tell where we are? Dad, can you come pick us up?
I just made a ticking clock for everyone involved, and we're
Everyone.
gonna have to step through and let people know that, which is what's gonna lead to the wonderful one-liner. I'm just giving you toys to play with next episode, Rowan.
I see. Okay, that's so interesting. Okay.
All right, Owen. He's gonna
Yes.
pull out I'm gonna pull out my normal run-of-the-mill pistol and just have that up and be like, Owen, turn off the clock.
Or rather, turn on the clock.
Whatever.
Very well. If this is where we're getting off, this is where we're getting off. And
More
he's like,
accurate than you know.
hold on tightly. Don't want anyone left behind.
Yep.
And yeah, he starts the clock again. And you all appear there on the catwalk.
Swoop.
So Jason's going to yell out to the director, who's presumably just like not far away from us.
I would assume like you can see her like on like further down the catwalk.
So I'm just going to have my gun kind of just up a little bit and just be like, Madam Director, I've decided to pursue other avenues of work. Get the people out. The void is coming for us. You might want to move.
And I think that is a great place to leave off for tonight. Clark! Clark's dying. I'm sorry, Clark.
My other thought was I'm just going to launch a grenade at something. So this is probably better.
Probably.
Yeah, I think that's a great place to stop for tonight. Tonight, whatever time it is.
Time.
Time's
Time's whatever.
Yeah, Clark, we'll have to talk if you like you're able to pop in at the beginning or what works best for you.
Okay.
Otherwise, I might just take over Herzog.
Yeah, and
bit.
that would work too.
But we have one episode left and it's the finale. So we'll go around, tell our favorite moments, and where you can find us next. So let's start with you, Clark.
Oh boy. So good. Just the whole episode was so good. I just really I really liked the part where Herzog was making his stuff, and then Jason kind of comes up and be like, "What can you do with this?" And gives him the launchable grenade. And then in my mind, Herzog doesn't even look. It's just like, "Oh, that's just very interesting." Like that's probably my favorite part. Uh, and as to where you can find me, yeah, so I'm Sierra Ronson. You can find me at my website, which is sierraronson.com. I also have a YouTube channel, which is all about magic systems all the time. It is the Magic Engineer on YouTube. I will drop those into the chat.
That'll be awesome. Thank you.
And
then-
hopefully I will be back in some shows next season, since I can't make
Yes.
it to the next week.
Ah, darn. I'm so sorry. We're so close. All right. Thank you very much. Next, we're gonna go to Matt. Favorite moments where I can find you.
Oh boy. Oh man. Favorite moment. There was a lot. This whole episode was really good. I think it was all of the different like magics that were happening kind of all around, everyone getting to just kind of shine. I actually really I like seeing everybody in their element on things, and this was a great episode for that. So,
Yeah, I agree that you all kind of had to work together to come up with the solution or to do what you guys want to do. It isn't just like you couldn't just use your third eye and share it with someone. You needed Herzog to be able to share it with, and then you needed Elizabeth to open the door. And
yeah,
we'll see if I can give Christina some shine time tomorrow next time.
She's gonna jump in and save us at the last minute. I want her to
absolutely.
literally drive through the wall with the van.
heck
Hot
yeah.
damn.
We all zoom
Just
away.
load up all the people and get
Drive
out.
through the big cement wall that is thick enough to, say to stop radiation from leaking out.
Well, did we leave the other watch with her? Because it seems like we would if we were all going.
I could
We
say
could
that in
retroactively
post.
say we did.
Yeah, absolutely. That absolutely makes sense to me. So
Yeah, so that was definitely my favorite part, was getting to see everybody else do things. Like Jason feels definitely more like he is the hammer of the group, and that kind of means that I tend to take over some of these actiony scenes, which I hate. But like getting
the
to watch
cookie crumbles.
getting to watch everybody do what their characters were made to do is always so much fun. So that was mine. You can find me again on this channel on Thursday. I'm in the Star Wars game, which is getting to season 2. So I'll be around next season for that as well, where I play Jai, our sweet idiot child, who is literally the opposite of Jason. I love him to death. He's dealing with some stuff. He's learning. He's having
It's been
to
a
grow up.
long day.
No, he's had a great day. He's just having to learn what cultural biases are, and it's not fun.
Man, I relate too much to that.
Yeah, he's having to grow up and he hates it. You can find me on my Twitch channel, Fifth Draw Live. I stream there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. We're just kind of doing a bunch of stuff right now, a bunch of different games. It's a lot of fun. And
Drop a link in the chat.
I sure will. And I have a podcast called Hard Reboot, where me and 2 friends take a public domain property and give it a fresh coat of paint. And that comes out once a month. It's a lot of fun. And there
It's
is
next up in my queue.
Oh, thank you.
Aww.
You should link that as well. Just saying.
I will. I'm pretty sure I know exactly how to do that one too. So let's see. Yeah, so that's me.
Go. Excellent. Thank you very much, Matt. Hannah.
I'm a sucker for Herzog's weird science. I love the idea of him just pulling out powders, putting them on a fucking monitor screen, and it fixes the image. Like, that was hilarious and brilliant. I love that it makes no sense, but it works. But I'm gonna have to also third or fourth the idea of, I loved the teamwork. I loved that we all got to do something to find the solution. That always feels really fantastic, that we all get to have our moments. that's where you guys can find me. I will be back here on Raven's channel for the final episode of Beyond the Wall, where we're gonna motherfucking save the world, and it's super exciting. So you guys can
Yeah.
find me playing Jo, who is finally over her imaginary dead best friend's death. Oh, that was. If you go back and watch the episode, it was very emotional and beautiful. But we're very excited. The noon Mountain Time slot again here on Raven's channel next Friday. Don't miss that finale. It's going to be awesome.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And then let's do me. Oh my gosh, this episode really was good. Yeah, there was a lot of thinking that we had to do. A
So
lot of
much stuff
scheming.
clicked. It was great.
Yeah, there's a lot of thinking. There was a lot of like scheming, a lot of like, how do we go about this? Some of your answers were out of the box. Some of them, like I kind of drip fed you. It was really, really, really fun to see it all kind of come together. And I'm just really, really damn excited for this last episode where basically you get all the answers finally of what the goals are, what's supposed to happen here, what's going on. So where can you find me next? I will be on Exodus on Wednesdays, and then I think it'll be going for another half season. Exodus will. Then the last episode of Time Travelers will be next week. And then after that, I think I'm going to be doing Friday mornings for Neon Devils Part 2. And I'm very excited about that one. So I will be a character in that. So I'm very excited. So with that, we're going to go to Raven to tell us about our sponsors. Yeah, and then we've got a raid cry, I think, already in chat. And we're going to be raiding My Lady Saito, I believe. So yeah, go Raven.
Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, quick word before we do go on the raid, just about sponsors, which is Fundamental RPG and Intrepid. Fundamental RPG is a great D20 tabletop system. It lets you tell your own stories with a pretty flexible structure to build them on, as well as a classless character building system. So you can customize your characters pretty much however you'd like to play them. It's really cool. You can pick up a copy at Amazon by just searching up Fundamental RPG, or there is a PDF version and character sheets available that you can download at coffee.com/raven/shop. That's RAVVYN/shop. And then Intrepid is adventuring gear for real life, outdoor athletic and casual wear and accessories and coffee mugs and a bunch of cool stuff with a tabletop theme. You can also find it at that same website, coffee.com/raven/shop. That is it for sponsors. If you want to catch up on this show or others on the channel, for our previous episodes, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.fantasy.network. Just look for Stream Library and then Black Feather Guild, and that's where all our content is. So you can get caught up on this show and all the others that we have on the channel. We'll be back in about 3 hours for Animus Absentus, our penultimate episode for this season. It's going to be really interesting, so you definitely want to catch that one. One of our main characters almost died last week, and now we're leaping right back into a dangerous situation, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And then, yeah, we're going to go on a raid. As I mentioned, we got our raid cry, which is Surgery on a Grenade Can Only Go Well. And we're going to go raid Milady Saito, who's just fantastic as a person and as a streamer. Definitely give her a follow if you're not doing so already. I will see you all in about 3 hours. Bye, everybody.